Hey guys, welcome back to Build and Babble, the show where I renovate an EA house while talking about a topic voted for by you guys. This week I'm going to be turning Daisy Hovel into a log cabin. I struggled a lot with the landscaping, so don't judge me, but I think it came out pretty cute inside. And I'm going to be talking about the new Star Wars pack, which is something that I didn't really want to talk about, to be honest, but I put a poll on Twitter, and so it's my fault, really. So I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the pack and how I personally perceive it. Then I'm going to kind of talk about the business rationale and the community reaction. So, to prepare for this video, I've watched a few reviews from Game Changers because they got early access today, and by the sounds of things, this pack is exactly what I feared, which is watered down Star Wars and watered down Sims. The gameplay looks very lacking to me, it looks quite boring, quite repetitive, and I have no interest in it. I have never seen Star Wars, I'm not interested in Star Wars, it's not for me. And that's alright, not everything that's ever released is for me. I didn't particularly see the hype for Realm of Magic, and I didn't really enjoy Realm of Magic as a pack, same thing as Strangerville. That's alright, because I prefer to create my own stories, so I like packs that just give you tools to make those stories. So I quite like packs like, say, Cats and Dogs, or Tiny Living Nifty Knitting, things like that. Things that give me tools to create my own gameplay. I like really wholesome family gameplay, like 100 Baby Challenge, and all sorts of other just family legacy challenges. So that's my style of gameplay. So the game pack for me, it's too prescriptive, it's too plot heavy. The create a sim and build and buy does not look useful at all for me. The world looks really restrictive and small. You can't build in it, you can't live in it. There's only like 2 or 3 actual lots, the rest is just set dressing. So that's just like not for me. It seems too watered down. I think by the sounds of things it would have worked significantly better as a separate game, as a branded collab. So along the lines of, say, you've got the Lego Harry Potter game. I've never played that either, but hugely successful and considered quite good. Like, you could have got so much of the Star Wars lore into it if you'd made it a separate game. I just don't think it works as a game pack. It's not big enough, and if they'd made it an expansion pack, I think that would have been even worse in a way, because what does Star Wars have to do with The Sims, and what does it add to the wider Sims world? Not that much, in my opinion. If you're really, really excited about this, then like genuinely I'm very happy for you, because everyone likes different styles of playing, and so if the Star Wars pack is something you wanted from The Sims 4, then that's terrific, and I personally am not looking forward to it, and that's fine. That is genuinely fine. I won't buy it, and for me it really is that simple. I just won't buy it. That said, I understand why people are so incredibly outraged by this, and don't get me wrong, I am outraged by this. I am outraged that we got a Sims 4 Star Wars pack before we got better skin tones, before we got the ability to pick up babies. But let me tell you how this probably went from a business perspective. So EA is a business. It is a capitalist, it is a multi-billion pound business, dollar, whatever. They don't take advice from ground workers. I work for a multi-million pound company, and ground workers are just told to execute whatever the board have put into a spreadsheet and will make the most money. So updating skin tones probably won't make much money, because that's labour that their workers have to do, and then it's going to be a free patch in the game. That doesn't make money. It upsets and offends a lot of people, which doesn't change the fact that those people have already bought the game. Unfortunately, that is the pure evil of modern capitalism and late stage capitalism. Updating an already existing game doesn't make money. It might attract new players, but also probably not. I think that's negligible. I can never really say that word. So yes, I think it's absolutely disgusting that the skin tone problem has been unrecognised for a long, long time, particularly when it was mostly black simmers campaigning for it. That is just disgraceful. It's now that a lot of white simmers have really taken hold of it and run with it that the team have acknowledged it. And I imagine what's happened there is the gurus, because they've been on Twitter and very active in the last, ever since I've been in this community, since May. And I imagine that a lot of that is because the gurus have been saying, look, this is a real problem, and they've really, really pushed really hard to get the board to agree to it. The Star Wars pack would have easily been a board decision that is a paid collab that Disney would have paid for, And it's a genius sort of capitalist move, really. It's a Star Wars propaganda pack, as Plumbella says, so, you know, money will be made. And even the hype around it, so the disagreements in the community, the divide in the community, the Star Wars pack has been trending on Twitter. That's marketing. It's accidental marketing, it's negative marketing, but it's marketing. So as far as EA are concerned, that's traffic, that's, you know, that's potentially money. And again, as I say, that's how capitalism works, and I am not justifying that. I am a hardcore socialist, personally. But it is fundamentally how it works, unfortunately. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is that, I mean, yelling at gurus is going to do nothing, for a start. The gurus can feed back to the board, and if they go to the board with a pitch that's, hey, let's maybe not do a Star Wars pack, let's fix the skin tones, the board will go, you can fix the skin tones, but just make sure you get this pack out first, type thing. You know, it's all about what the board will agree to and what they will pay for. It's very much like, please don't yell at gurus, they are ground workers. I get emails from authors and editors saying things like, I don't agree with your rights and permissions guidance, or I don't agree with your review process, and I go, yeah, I don't agree with it either, and I've told the board. I've told so many senior managers lots of times that I don't agree with X, Y, and Z, but ultimately it's their decision as to if they change it or not, and I just have to execute it, and I'm the one getting yelled at, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks. So please don't yell at gurus. That said, so I think it's completely legitimate to criticise this pack. It is completely understandable, warranted, absolutely. And I'm not telling people to stop. I haven't said anything about this on Twitter because I don't want to create traffic. I really don't want to create traffic about it because I don't want EA to know that I'm thinking about this. So I was hesitant to make a video about it at all. My thoughts are that criticising something is not hate, and it's not inherently insulting someone to criticise something. Constructive criticism is a thing. Criticism is not always toxic, so please don't yell at people for criticising it, because these concerns are legitimate. That, like, you know, the game that we love and have spent so much money on aren't listening to us. I mean, I know I've said that that's how capitalism works, and that is how capitalism works, but it still sucks. We can still complain about it. You know, that's not toxic. What is toxic is calling people stupid or Tories for liking this pack or wanting this pack, because some people, you know, they really just want that in their game, and that's totally chill. I really can't speak today. Toxic positivity is also a bit of a problem, which is people criticising other people for criticising the pack, so sort of saying, oh, you're ungrateful, blah blah. It's not ungrateful. You know, if you're spending money on a product, you want it to be good and you want it to fulfil your requirements. And for a lot of people, this pack isn't fulfilling requirements, especially people of colour that have been ignored for years. So, I mean, you can completely understand why people are criticising it. I also think a lot of people that are criticising the pack have outright said, you know, if you were happy about this pack, then good for you. It's just really not what I wanted. So, you know, I guess what I'm getting at here is be respectful of people's opinions, because criticism isn't hate, and being positive about something doesn't make you an idiot, and it doesn't make you wrong. And all of this traffic going around about the Star Wars pack is just free advertising for EA. It really is. I really don't want to sound like I'm just silencing people, because I'm not. But the more you talk about it, the more it's going to trend, and ultimately it's probably going to contribute to more sales. I won't be buying this pack just because I don't think it will add anything to my game, not because I'm just sort of like, oh, well, if you don't like it, don't buy it type thing, you know. That's really not the problem here. The problem is that it was made in the first place, in my opinion, or certainly made when it was made. I also have, oh, by the way, I have a massive problem with the fact that the aspiration is called Star Wars. Why couldn't it have been like Space Adventure? I take problem with the fact that this pack is branded more than anything. A Space Adventure pack would be fine, but the branding, who would have an aspiration called Star Wars? You know, that's just weird to me. It's very odd. Just so capitalist, it's just insane. Anyway, so I can't remember what I was saying now. Yeah, I'm glad I called this Build and Babble and not Build and Coherent Arguments. I just don't really see what is in this pack for me. But that said, I think it's not a bad idea to make a Star Wars game. Could have been a spin-off, would have been great. Don't think it's a bad idea necessarily to even make it a game pack, just not now. Just not now when there is so much missing from the game. But then again, if this goes down really well and this is what the community needed, something a bit more lighthearted, then that's cool, but judging by what I've seen on Twitter, that's not the case. So, in summary really, be respectful of other people's opinions. If you don't want to buy this pack and you don't want to play this pack, don't play it. And continue campaigning, continue saying things, continue doing what you were doing. Hopefully, if, you know, the gurus take it to the board enough times, then the board will start to listen, but ultimately, money is the goal of a business, so I wouldn't, you know, hope for too much, honestly, but also please don't scare the gurus away, because we want them on Twitter, we want them to see what's going on, we want them to be able to report back to the board without being scared off by trolls, basically, who are just harassing them over something that's completely out of their control. So I guess in summary, just be respectful. If you don't want to buy this pack, don't buy this pack, and I'd honestly stop tweeting about it if you really, really are opposed to it, because you'll give it less attention. Don't buy it. The fewer people buy this pack, the less likely they are to do branded collabs in the future. And that is the spreadsheet that I can just imagine the board looking at, like, oh, you know, sales went down by 57% for this pack. Yes, that suggests that people don't like branded collabs, we won't do another one. Honestly, that's ultimately what it comes down to. That's late stage capitalism. It's disgusting. I don't like it. But also, if you're excited about this pack and it's exactly what you wanted at exactly this moment, then good for you. Honestly, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm fairly apathetic about this because late stage capitalism just doesn't surprise me anymore. It just horrifies me. Yeah, anyway, please don't at me. I'm sad. In general. About life. Not just about this. I'm not even that sad about this. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you want me to talk about next week. And I love you all very much, whether you hate or love this pack. And bye, guys.